Hi friends, this is Ernest Sears Jr. coming to you from SOS Consulting to give you one more step towards creating a winning team culture and a circle of alliance. And that next step has to do with making sure that you are allowing your team, especially the leaders on the team, to take part in establishing team goals. Once your team has gone through the cycle of team development from forming, storming, norming, and they are performing, at that point you should have 2, 3, maybe even 4 leaders in the group that have begun to take on supervisory tasks on your behalf. You should have at that point maybe 2 or 3 mini-me's, people that are at D4 status, where they are ready to transfer their skills to other newbies on the team, where you can leverage their time and engage in more management director level tasks and allow them to engage in some of the more micromanaging, more supervisory, more auditing type tasks and report to you as to what they find. It will help you grow as a leader. It would help them grow as leaders. At any rate, once your team gets to this point, you use those leaders on the team to lead the team in goal setting. So based on the types of benchmarks that you've set for your team, based on those expectations that they are expected to reach and accomplish on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual basis, you have your team leads compile several different ways of making sure your team members are meeting these benchmarks, are meeting these standards. And on some periodic basis, you have them help you create the goals that the team is trying to achieve. You should have individual goals that people are trying to achieve on a weekly basis. You should have team type goals that your team is trying to achieve on a monthly basis. And so after 3 months, you're going to look back at the record, look back at the achievement, look back at the productivity, and let people know how they did. You want to be able to compare what you did over the past 3 months compared to what you did 6 months ago, compared to what you did a year ago. That allows your team to get a macro view of how they're doing and how they're doing in comparison to where they want to go. So these are things that have to happen, but it's so much better when you leverage your team members and your leads on the team to actually be able to goal set those goals and have the team accomplish those, as opposed to your being the only person that sets them. I think when there is a little peer pressure involved, I think the team does better. Peer pressure is not always bad. Sometimes it's a very good thing for you as a leader to leverage, so that the leaders among your team are able to take the rest of the team to a higher level and get them to be on the same level that they're on. So allow your team to engage in goal setting. Ask them, what do we want to accomplish by next month compared to what we've accomplished this month? Last month we decided we wanted to have 5 widgets done per hour, and we got to 5.5. Not bad, team. What is it going to take for us to maybe get to 8 widgets per hour? What do we need to do? What kind of processes do we need to streamline? What kind of changes do we need to make? What kind of bottlenecks in the process do we need to unclog? What type of changes are things we can remove? Things that we're doing right now, what can we stop doing that's going to allow us to actually achieve more, produce more? What do we need to start doing that we've never done before that might allow us to achieve more? So allow your team leads to help you create those team goals. It's going to allow your team to grow. It's going to allow your team to meet those high benchmarks faster. It's going to motivate them to want to do better when they see their peers rising up to the challenge. It's going to allow you to have even more authority, allow you to have even more credibility when your colleagues see that your team is growing and that you've been able to teach your team leads how to take over certain parts of your duties and your tasks to free you up to do more CEO type tasks, CEO type overseeing and director style leadership. So that's a really, really big step for a team. And you don't want to try to go there before you have several team members that are at D4. And by D4, you know, if you look at some of my previous videos, you know, D4 is one of the steps in situational leadership where you have someone who is growing in their skills. And D1 is someone who is new, doesn't know anything, and they need you to be more directive. D2 is someone who is learning. They are conscious of their incompetence. They understand that they don't understand, and it's frustrating. And they're growing. They're having growing pains. They're frustrating, and also that is also very similar to the storming phase of a team. And then D3 is when that particular individual gets to the point in their skill mastery that they know their job, they do it very well, and can be counted on to do a great job and to meet expectations every time. What we're talking about is the next level, which is D4, when you have an individual, a team contributor who not only does an excellent job and can be you know, counted on to do well, but now they have the mastery level where they can transfer their skills to others. They can begin to teach others. They can begin to manage and supervise others. And that is what you want. You want several D4s on your team before you allow them to begin to set goals for the team and help you with goal setting. So if you want to learn more about this, if you want to talk more about how you get your team to engage in goal setting and begin to accomplish those new goals and actually go towards those things with motivation and exuberance, and they're high-fiving because they're happy to have higher goals. As a matter of fact, not only because you know, they want to do well, but because someone among them has come up with the idea that, hey, we can do better. You know, let's move to that next level. If you want to hear more about that, talk more about that, please click one of the links below that has to do with team building. And you can also contact me on Instagram. You can contact me on Twitter. My email address is also below. It's info@sos-consulting.org. I would love to talk more about this. Just let me know if you got something out of this, if this is something you found valuable, and we can talk more about it. Next time, what I want to discuss is we're going to go over the importance of having icebreakers. It's really, really important that your team on a periodic basis is allowed to let their hair down, allowed to just be casual, and allowed to just kind of like get to know each other in a casual space. It could be in your office or it can be outside the office. We can talk more about that and some ideas for breaking the ice. But until then, you all take care. You have a wonderful Thursday afternoon, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.